Hey, it's Brent of the Brent and Brenda real estate team back today, and we're talking a little bit about short sales again, and a lot of questions that folks have when they've gone through the short sale process. And one of those questions is what am I going to need to bring to my accountant at year end for tax purposes? So, what better way to handle that question than to bring in a tax expert? Go to Marvin Nassas, and Marvin, first off, thank you very much for sitting in with me.
You're welcome, Brent. My pleasure.
Yeah. Talk to everybody and tell them a little bit about, what are some of the things that maybe they don't think of that they're going to need to bring to you at the end of the year to get their taxes done after they've gone through that process.
Most short sales require not too many documents, but some are more complicated because of the history of the property. So what I've done is I've devised an all-inclusive list of the documents that I would like to see in every case where there's a short sale or foreclosure. The main document is the closing statement on the sale of the property from the title company. That's easy to get. It will be handed to you at the close of escrow.
We call that the HUD-1, so you'll probably hear your escrow officer talk about that.
In addition, I would also like to see the same HUD-1 way back when you bought the property originally. So you'll need to look in your files and see if you can find that document for me.
Yeah, lots of times that document is going to be in your in the closing. You get that big packet of closing papers when you go to title to sign. If you go back to that document or that big pack of papers there, you're probably going to have that document in your file.
And also in that original packet of documents, you will find your loan agreement. In some cases, I need to read the original loan agreement, so I'd like that to be available when we meet to do your taxes. In addition, I need the HUD closing statements from any and all refinancings that you've ever done on the property. That could be 1, 2, 3, as many as you've done. And there will be a closing statement from the title company and also a loan document for each refinancing that you did. And then in connection with that, many of these refinancings just go to pay off an older loan, but in some cases the refinancing money is used for other projects. For example, to buy a car, to buy a boat, to remodel the home. So in any of these refinancings that I see an item on the closing statement called cash to borrower, I am going to need to know what specifically that you did with that particular cash. In January or February of 2013, you will receive from the lender typically a Form 1099-C, which gives the tax characteristics of the short sale or foreclosure, and in addition, in some cases, you might see a Form 1099-A. I need both of these documents. In addition, I need a list of all the capital improvements you've ever made to your home. This would be room additions, carpeting, drapes, fences, air conditioners, any major wall movings. I'm not interested in routine maintenance like painting or fixing the water heater, but I do need to know the total amount of capital dollars that you added to your home after the original purchase. And in some cases, you might incur some selling expenses on your home that will not be reflected on the HUD-1. You may have hired a sales consultant, you might have done some advertising on your own before you decided to list the property. I'll need a total list of these selling expenses that occurred outside of escrow. In addition, I'll need a narrative history of the house. Was this always your personal residence? Was it a vacation home at some point? Did at one point you use this as a home office for your business or your work? Did you at one point rent out the house? All of these elements have different tax implications which must be analyzed to discover the correct tax treatment of your short sale. And finally, in January of 2013, you will receive from the lender a loan settlement document, typically called a 1098-C, And this document will have the interest and taxes you paid for the year, as well as the ending loan balance. And that's an important element in correctly accounting for your short sale.
Yeah, as you can see, I mean, it's a lot of information. You know, we're constantly asked, you know, what am I going to owe taxes when I do my short sale? Am I going to, you know, that's a question that I cannot answer. It really, truly is just a question that the tax professional, that's why you have your job. That's why you're here to do what you do. So anyway, it's really important to kind of keep these things in mind. It's a tedious process, but folks like Marvin can help you, guide you through that process to make sure that if you do have any income tax exposure, or to limit your income tax exposure, and as much documentation you can bring to your accountant, the better off you're going to be after you do the short sale or the foreclosure. So, Marvin, if people want to get a hold of you, how do they contact you?
Okay, the best way is my business phone number, which is 602-997-6488. Or email me at spacewalk1, the number 1, at cox.net.
All right. Listen, thank you very much, Marvin. As always, I hope this answered some of your questions regarding short sales. If you do have further questions, we always ask you to give us a call at 602-380-2049, or you can visit us online at www.myarizonashortsaleteam.com for more information.